Her voice was soft, almost tender. "Babe, can you grab my overnight bag from the car?" I nodded, kissed her forehead, and walked out of the delivery room. She was glowing, exhausted, ready to bring a life into the world. A moment that should have been sacred. But fate enjoys cruelty. The bag wasn't the first thing I noticed. It was the envelope, half hidden on the passenger seat. Thick, heavy, deliberately placed. Curiosity wasn't the reason I opened it. Instinct was. A paternity test, a court filing, and a note. "He's not yours. Don't come back. Get lost from our lives." The words cut without raising their voice. I looked up. Through the hospital window, two silhouettes leaned together. Her hand on his cheek, his lips on hers. My stomach didn't drop. My pulse didn't race. It was colder than that. Hollow. I didn't storm back inside. I didn't shout. I made one call. And then I walked away. By morning, my phone buzzed with 19 missed calls, all from her lawyer. I sat in my car, engine off, staring at the hospital from across the street. My son, no, not my son, was coming into the world while I sat in silence. 19 calls. They weren't desperation. They were strategy. Something already moving behind the curtain. The filings confirmed it. Custody, financial obligations, preemptive strikes. Every move prepared before I even knew I was a target. I replayed every smile, every late-night excuse, every "don't wait up." They had been rehearsals for this moment. The birth wasn't just the arrival of a child, it was the execution of a plan. And I wasn't supposed to see it. That note, it wasn't anger, it was dismissal, a final shove out of a life I had built brick by brick. Shock should have crippled me, but instead something else took hold. Silence, calculation. If they wanted me gone, they'd have to bury the truth first. The next weeks blurred into shadows and whispers. I smiled when she called. I visited when asked. I played my role. But in the background, I traced threads. Quietly, efficiently. Phone records, disposable numbers, hotel bookings that overlapped with her business trips. The lover was no stranger, a family friend, convenient, trusted. The paternity test I found wasn't the first. I secured another sample. This time I ordered the test myself. No intermediaries, no manipulated results. At night, I sat alone at the kitchen table, one lamp burning. The documents spread before me like evidence from a crime scene. My crime, trust. Her weapon, betrayal. I said nothing, not yet. Every smile she offered me became a mirror, reflecting the truth she thought I didn't see. Her laughter, her touches, even the way she placed our child, her child, in my arms. I let her think I was blind, because blindness was the trap. The results arrived in a plain white envelope, just like the one I had found. Probability of paternity, 0%. Clean, final. I held the paper between my fingers, the ink heavier than any weight I had carried in war. That evening I sat across from her at the kitchen table. She poured wine, smiled, asked how my day was. I slid the envelope across the wood. No words, just truth. Her face drained first, then twisted, then cracked. "Who told you?" Her voice shook. I leaned back, calm, detached. "You did." She choked, tried to speak, tried to weave excuses out of thin air, but every attempt collapsed under the silence between us. I didn't shout. I didn't break. I simply watched her unravel. The next morning I met her lawyer, not in his office, in court. He expected me cornered, blindsided. He expected compliance. But I came armed, with records, with tests, with proof of deception. The same proof they had tried to bury. The judge read in silence. My wife, ex-wife, soon sat trembling. Her lover in the back row, pale, useless. I didn't look at her, not once. My attorney did the speaking. I remained quiet. My presence was enough. When the gavel struck, it wasn't just legal victory, it was psychological demolition. Her plan had been precise, but precision collapses when truth enters the room. I stood, adjusted my jacket, walked past her without pause. She reached out, fingers trembling, lips forming my name. I didn't flinch. She had wanted me gone. Now I was, but not the way she imagined. I returned home alone. The silence was sharp, but it wasn't empty. I had lost nothing. You cannot lose what was never yours. The house smelled of her perfume. Photographs lined the wall. Memories painted as lies. I didn't tear them down. I left them there. Evidence of what once pretended to be real. In the end, betrayal is not about them. It's about clarity. Seeing people as they truly are, not as you wished them to be. She thought she destroyed me, but destruction requires attachment, and she no longer had any claim to mine. I turned off my phone, let the world go unanswered. The last thing I whispered into the silence wasn't anger, it was freedom. I was never yours even.